Hello everyone, good morning. I wish you a very happy monsoon. I know in this particular monsoon we have a kind of a feeling of newness around us. In this feeling, new classroom, new school, new building, new teachers, new friends, everything is new around us. But unfortunately this time the school is not still open. But but the feeling of newness is still there in our heart, isn't it? So with the same feeling, let's start a very brand new topic of science, that is crop production and management. Let us first of all know about this topic. In fact, whenever it is a science topic, we won't waste so much of time. The reason is, however, or whatever time we use for this particular science, we have to remember at last, right? So, keeping that in mind, we normally unnecessarily do not waste the time in science topics a lot. So, we complete this topic maybe today or maybe tomorrow. So, within these 2 days, let us finish it off as early as possible. Okay, so let's start crop management, crop production and management. So first of all, let us know what the topic is of. Topic is about the crop means what? Crop means something that is what is cultivated for some kind of a benefit on a large scale. Okay, that is called as a crop. So when a plant of same kind in sense same category like wheat or rice, same kind, are cultivated at one place on a large scale, such plants are called as a crop. So what are the different types of crops? Cereals, then we have vegetables, fruit, grains, all those are nothing but crops, right? Second question is very interesting for you. You can read it on the presentation here. Can we prepare our own food? Do you really think we can prepare our own food? Don't say कि I can prepare. Yes, we can prepare Maggie, है ना? It's a childish answer. We do cook our food, but we don't prepare our food. Okay, cooking and preparing, there is a difference. So who can prepare their own food? That's the question. First of all, we prepare our own food? No, we cannot prepare our own food. We are dependent on plants or animals for the food, right? So that's why we cannot prepare our own food. Okay, whatever we eat, it is nothing but part of a plant or of a animal. Who can prepare their own food? Can you tell me any species that can prepare their own food? Yes, it is plant. Plants can prepare their own food. The process, by using inorganic material, the plant prepare their food in presence of sunlight, called as a photosynthesis. So photosynthesis is a process in which the plant prepare their own food. uh, so we call the plants as producers. That means they produce the food. Okay, so there are large number of species around us available. We call them as a plant. Okay, and they prepare. But do you think okay, management of this crop is required, really required? Why do you think so? Let's give a thought to our mind that why do you need to manage the crop? Okay, try to understand this a very simple concept, that in case in the Kolhapur everyone grows sugarcane. Now you could see everything everywhere around us is sugarcane, right? So each and every farmer grows sugarcane. Do you think we would get anything to eat? Like vegetables we won't get wheat, we won't get rice, isn't it? So if everyone is growing sugarcane only, then we have to live on sugarcane, that's it. Okay, so here the reason comes that crop management is required so that equal amount of the distribution of the required crop is done. So management is required. Any other reason why management is required, crop management is required? One thing is very clear, that we have a large population, not only in India but all over the world. There's a large population, and to feed this large population we need to manage the crop. Okay, so there are so many different reasons. Let us have a look at the reasons why we need to manage the crop. Management of the crop. What is the meaning of management of the crop? That means to decide that which kind of or which type of crop is required, to check the yield, that means the production or the what you say what we gain from that particular crop. All that is nothing but the management. Okay, all that is nothing but management. So why we require the management of it? Okay, why we need to understand the crop properly. So to ensure the food supply for the large population, in short it is written, to maintain the fertility of soil. Yes, it is right, because if you continuously take a same kind of a crop, that reduces the fertility of the soil. Okay, same kind of a wheat you are taking in the same field continuously every year, then soon after few years you will see okay, yield, that means the gain is reduced, and it reduces in such a extent that one fine time you will not even find that crop are that wheat plants are growing properly, so that reduces fertility. Therefore we need to manage so that the fertility is maintained. To decide the type of crop which gives highest yield in a certain soil or certain climatic condition, like imagine Mahabaleshwar, we have seen that crop used there is nothing but a fruit that is called as a strawberry. Around Mahabaleshwar there is a heavy rain, we can see the crop there like rice, paddy is rice, isn't it? So according to the climatic condition around there, or average atmosphere there, the crop is needed to be decided, okay, so that it gives a proper yield there. So that is the reason we need to manage the crop properly, and to be ready, because we need to store the crop properly so that we are ready for the drought condition or any kind of a flood conditions or any kind of a natural calamities. We are ready, so that's why all these are the reason why we need to manage the crop. Very very important question in terms of this topic. So I hope you are understanding के topic we are knowing. First of all we got to know the topic कि crop मतलब क्या होता है and management मतलब क्या होता है, right? Let's move ahead. Check your knowledge here. Why paddy can't be grown in the winter? Okay, do you think the paddy, that means rice, can we grow it in the winter? No. Can you tell me the reason? Okay, keep that reason in mind so that when I tell you, you can verify it. The reason here is why we cannot grow the paddy in the winter, because it's such a crop which need large quantity of water. You must have seen in coastal areas or in Goa, this kind of a paddy farms you will find, and it has got standing water in it. Standing water means water is there in the field continuously. Okay, so heavy requirement of water this particular plant has, and that's the reason you cannot grow that in the winter. Right, difference between kharif crops and रब्बी क्रॉप्स. ओके, लेट अस सी द डिफरेंस बिटवीन खरीफ क्रॉप एंड रब्बी क्रॉप. तो पहले देखते हैं खरीफ क्रॉप्स एंड रब्बी क्रॉप्स एग्जैक्टली क्या होते हैं. खरीफ क्रॉप्स मतलब क्या होता है? खरीफ मतलब द क्रॉप्स विच आर ग्रोन इन अ रेनी सीजन आर कॉल्ड एज अ खरीफ क्रॉप्स. एंड रब्बी क्रॉप्स क्या होते हैं? द क्रॉप्स विच आर ग्रोन इन द winter season are called as a rabbi crops. So which do you think are the kharif crops? Of course rice, paddy is one of the finest example for kharif crops. Rabbi crops, wheat is one of the finest example for rabbi crops because it is grown in the winter season. ठीक है, बट व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन अदर देन दिस? ये छोड़ के और क्या डिफरेंस है? सो लेट अस चेक, लेट अस गिव अ लुक एट डिफरेंस बिटवीन खरीफ क्रॉप एंड रब्बी क्रॉप इन द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड. अरे खरीफ क्रॉप एंड रब्बी क्रॉप का डिफरेंस नहीं लिया मैंने. ओ ओ ओ ओ ओ ओके ओके, सो आई एक्सप्लेन यू, डोंट वरी. सो खरीफ क्रॉप्स क्या होता है? In the month of, I'll tell you, we have this answer later on. In the month of June to June, July, August, September. So June to September, whatever is grown, we call it as kharif crop. And then in the winter, like October, November, and December, or maximum January or March till March. So October to March, we can say the crop grown are called as a rabbi crops, right? Kharif crop has got a larger requirement of the water, whereas rabbi crops has got a adequate, matlab moderate requirement of the water. Kharif crop examples like paddy, rice, then we have sugarcane and all these are nothing but kharif crops. Rabbi crops are mustard, wheat, and linseeds. Okay, these are oil giving seeds. Okay, so all these are nothing but called as a rabbi crops. Okay, I hope you got the difference. We have the difference later on as well, don't worry. Okay, let's go ahead. So this crop are actually in fact cultivated by some agricultural practices. Okay, what are the agricultural practices? The practices which are involved in the development of crop is called as agriculture. अभी क्या होता है agriculture practices? Practices मतलब क्या होता है? कुछ नहीं यार, सिंपल सी बात है. tiling of the field. Tiling means वो खोदते नहीं क्या, बिफोर सोइंग द सीड्स. ओके, टाइलिंग, दैट्स कॉल्ड एज टाइलिंग. वो प्लॉ लेके वो खोद देते हैं ज़मीन को, लेवलिंग करते हैं उसके बाद. सो ऑल दैट इज़ नथिंग बट टाइलिंग preparation. Okay, then sowing the seeds in a proper distance, because you need to maintain the distance between the two plants so that they will allow properly to grow each other. Then adding some manures or fertilizers to the plant, and then irrigation of the water supply, proper water supply. uh, then we have weeding in sense removing unwanted plants around it. Okay. Then harvesting means cutting after maturity of the plant. And then threshing means separating those husk and seeds from the plant, and then storing it. So all these are nothing but called as agricultural practices. And let me tell you, in this topic we are only going to talk about these agricultural practices. That's it, the topic is done. Isn't it? This topic is very, very simple. Very, very interesting topic and very, very easy topic. So let's move ahead now. Let's talk one by one agricultural practices. The first thing that what we're going to look at nothing but preparation of soil. Let's talk about preparation of soil. So what is preparation of soil? Loosening the soil and turning is nothing but preparation of soil. Loosening soil abhi, right now if you check, it is a month of maybe June. So already people, that farmer must have tiled the field there. But in month of March or in month of April or May, isn't it, the land is very hard. Okay, on this particular hard land you cannot sow the seeds, so that's why the land is needed to be loosen up. Okay, loosen up. So why we need to loosen the land? What is the reason? The reason here is the loose land allows the root to grow properly, because root needed to go down, isn't it? So they allow that root to go properly. At the same time, root also have need breathing. Let me tell you, root also need breathing. You must have heard about that nose of plant is nothing but their leaves, because they have got a stomata in it. I hope you have heard about stomata. Okay, if you did not hear it, I'll tell you. Bottom of the leaves, there are plenty small pores are available which you cannot see by your naked eyes. Okay, if you search on the internet, you will find it, stomata. You have to search on the internet stomata. Later on, after this video, you just note down this word stomata. Very interesting here. So these pores are available at the bottom of the leaf, every leaf. These actually, in fact, are responsible for gaseous exchange in the plants. That means this stomata releases carbon dioxide, this stomata receives oxygen or carbon dioxide, whatever. So this stomata does that release and taking of the gases there, right? But at the same time, breathing is not done only by leaves. Breathing is in fact done by all the parts of the plant. Okay, especially root. So root also need proper space for breathing. So loosening of land require or make or allow that root for breathing. At the same time, this loose land helps like microorganism to develop. Okay, microorganism also need warm atmosphere. So if land is loose, then sunlight might reach there. So accordingly, it helps that earthworms and even some microorganisms to develop. Okay, टर्निंग टर्निंग ऑफ सॉइल मतलब क्या होता है, आई टेल यू. इट्स अ सिंपल. जब मम्मी पोहा बनाते हैं ना, पोहा, ओके, पोहा के टाइम क्या होता है, आई टेल यू द प्रोसेस ऑफ पोहा. दैट टाइम सभी मसाला इन सेंस ऑल दैट ऑनियन, मिर्ची, चिली पाउडर एंड हल्दी, ऑल दैट इज फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल कुक्ड प्रॉपरली, एंड देन द wet poha is put in it. And what mummy does, mummy turns the masala around that particular poha, turns it. Okay, she turns it, and what happens here is nothing but the poha completely get covered with that particular masala and you get poha ready, right? If you don't know this, then ask your mummy how the poha has been prepared. Okay, anyway, but that turning is required. I hope you got it. So here the humus, the word is very, very important, humus. You may call it as hummus or humus, however. So this word is very, very important. Remember this word, humus. So turning of the soil actually gives humus to the soil. That means, let me tell you, imagine this is the part of the earth, and okay, this is the core, this is the center of the earth. Imagine this is the center of the earth. ठीक है, तो ये मेरा अर्थ है. तो let me tell you, only few centimeters of the earth part is a fertile soil. Only few centimeters, right? Getting the point? So, only over there the humus is available. Humus is nothing but decayed, decomposed plant or parts of the animals. Okay, so that is a dark part, dark organic matter that is decomposed by organisms is called as a humus. Okay, are humus is there? No, meaning is here. Okay, sorry. I did not read it. So, what is humus? Humus is an organic matter formed by decomposition of plant or animals. Humus is one thing that what makes the soil fertile. Okay, so this makes the soil fertile. So, why we need to loosen the soil? You understood? So, these are the few reasons why we need to loosen the soil. चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. How is that loosening of soil is done? By tiling or by plowing. Okay, so what here we could see, it is nothing but a plow. तो plow क्या होता है? It's nothing but you must have seen the picture is very clear in front of you. Okay, so you can see the naming of it, plow shaft. Okay, this has been attached to this particular part has been attached to animals. Okay, and this is the part which actually tiles the ground. Okay, so it digs the ground. Fine. So tiling is normally done before the sowing of the seed. Okay, if the land is dry, it is watered first so that land becomes easy for tiling. Right. Many time manures or fertilizers. I'll just tell you in later part what is manure and fertilizer. Don't worry. If you're not understanding the meaning of these two words, it's okay. Manure and fertilizers are put before tiling so that it mixes in the soil properly. If crumbs in sense the stony structures of the soil, okay, due to hardness of it, it becomes like a stone. So we need to break it down. Okay, so crumbs formed during tiling are to be broken and level the field for easy and proper irrigation. So why we need to level the field? फील्ड को लेवल करने की जरूरत क्यों पड़ती है? सो दैट इट बिकम्स ईजी फॉर द इरीगेशन. इफ यू डोंट लेवल इट, once you leave the water in the field, it won't reach to the last plant. So that's why we need to properly level the ground. So I hope you understood how the tiling is done for the soil. Before the sowing of the seed, tiling is done. At the same time, you can water it before tiling because the land is quite dry. At the same time, we can add manure or fertilizer so that it mixes properly in the soil. And if crumbs are formed, that means hard structures of soil is formed, then that can be broken and level of the ground is required for the proper irrigation. This is done in very short, very short. So tiling can be done by this old way, by this plow and animal. At the same time, there is another machine used, that is called as a cultivator. Okay, so what cultivator is, let us understand. This particular part which is attached to the tractor called as cultivator. Okay, got it. So this cultivator, why it is used for loosening, it gives a specific depth. See, old method of plowing won't receive the specific depth, but here by the cultivator, the best option is, best way is, you can receive the specific depth and that will be maintained throughout the field, right? So that is a good thing of cultivator. So cultivator is used for tiling nowadays, and which is attached to the tractor. Okay, there is another example of hoe is there. Hoe, HOE, here I'll write HOE. This is the hoe. In fact, hoe is even this kind of structure as well. You can see this kind of structure, but in your textbook it is given this way. here in this way. So what is this? I'll tell you. The beam, what you could see, the rod and the beam, here the animals are attached, here beam animals are attached, and same like a plow. And this is the grip. A grip, normally people stand on it, in fact, so that they can put a proper weight on it. And this bent plate actually dig the ground. So even this is used sometime for the tiling. Okay, for the small field, small land, this kind of structure is used for tiling. Okay. Sowing. This was the first topic, first part, that is tiling and plowing. Second is sowing. Sowing the seed. Before sowing the seed, you need to know that the seed is supposed to be of the good quality. Otherwise, it's a useless sowing the seeds in the field. So, how to check whether the seeds are good quality or seeds are not of good quality? So, normally the old method is seeds are put into the water. The healthy seeds, good seeds which are heavy, will sink down, and the empty seeds or unhealthy seeds will float up in the water. You can do this experiment. At your place, you may have matki or moog. Okay, so ask your mummy for matki and moog, maybe 1 spoon, not more, 1 spoon maximum, 1 or 2 spoons, and put that matki and that moog in the glass full of water. You will find some seeds will sink down and some seeds will float. The seeds which are sinking down are healthy, whereas the seeds which are floating are unhealthy. Right? So, sowing of the seed, you need good quality of the seeds. Nowadays, we have agricultural department as well as agricultural stores. In the stores, you will easily find all the kind of good seeds. Okay, so normally nowadays farmers purchase the seeds directly from the agriculture store. You also can go to the agriculture store and bring some seeds, because this is the right time to go there, because so many different type of seeds are available there. Okay, so you can take the information, go to any nearby agricultural shop. We are in Kolhapur, so there are so many agriculture shop available in Kolhapur, especially in the area of Lakshmipuri, Shahupuri. We have so many agricultural shop available there, so you can go there and check once, find out. You can purchase few seeds so that you can plant them nearby your house, okay, or on the terrace. So you can try making kitchen garden, because it's a free time for you. Okay, so there is no work right now, and of course it's raining outside, so this is a good time. What you can do is you can purchase some seeds like coriander seeds, chili, and then you can purchase some something like tomato, okay, which can easily grow on the terrace or in your balcony. Okay, mint you can bring. So you can bring few things that will be helpful for your kitchen, and you can make a kitchen garden for your family. Okay, it's very interesting, very interesting. Even I do have got my own kitchen garden in front of me. So I have spinach there, then I have pudina, that is mint. I have coriander, chili I have, but chili won't grow properly in my soil. So normally we don't put, but still we put it so that few chilies at least we get. So you also can prepare your own kitchen garden. Okay, so you can go and purchase maybe today, tomorrow, or ask someone to go and bring for you. Okay, list out few seeds and go and bring it. It's very cheap, very cheap. The seeds are very, very low cost. Maximum, I'll tell you, maximum 100 to 200 rupees, you can bring 10 different types of seeds. Right? Okay, let's go for the next part. Sowing कैसे किया जाता है? Why it is required to maintain distance between the two plants? Imagine, understand this. Sowing is done not just by spreading the seeds on the field. That is very important. You cannot just spread somehow in the field. So, sowing should be done in a very proper way, and the distance should be maintained between the two plants. Okay, and how is that distance maintained, and why we need to maintain the distance between the two plants? So that each plant get a proper water, nutrients, and sunlight. Otherwise, what will happen? They will compete with each other, and neither the both plants or no plant will go properly. Okay, so if you want a maximum yield, then we need proper distance to be maintained between the plants, and that's the reason seed drill, a kind of a concept, is used. Seed drill. Now what is seed drill? Seed drill is a kind of a machine which you could see here. It's a advanced machine on the first one, and in the second one it is the old way to uh, sow the seeds. Okay, this is the second one. So here is a funnel like structure, you can see there, the funnel like structure. Now this funnel like structure, seeds are to be put. Okay, the farmers are putting the seeds, and that seed will go with the sharp end here, and directly it goes maybe 1 or 2 centimeter, or maybe sometimes 3 or 4 centimeter down in the soil. Okay, even that is very much required. Okay, if the seeds are open on the ground, there is a chance that birds will eat that. That's the reason we need to sow the seed under the ground. Okay, remember that. Not only this, there are another ways of doing that as well, of yeah, seed drill. So that what I have seen, I'll tell you. In the field, people have got this kind of a rope. At one place one person will hold it, and another place another person will hold it. On this particular rope there are pointers kept here. As a pointers, there are few threads are tied. Pointers, these are the pointers, and a person, one is holding here and one person holding here, and one person from here till here he goes sowing the seeds at every pointer, so that he ensures that okay, there is an equal distance maintained throughout the field. Okay, and this is the way how we can get the maximum yield. ठीक है, got it. चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. Next part, manures and fertilizers. So this I told you, I'm going to explain you what is manure and what is fertilizer. So let us understand. It will take some time to understand what is manure and what is fertilizer. So can you guess? There are two pictures here. इसमें से कौन सा manure है, कौन सा fertilizer है? Don't go with the order. मतलब I don't know whether it is with the order or it is not with the order. You decide. You can check which one is manure and which one is fertilizer. Okay, you guessed it. Okay, then I will tell you which is manure, which is fertilizer. ठीक है. This one is fertilizer and this one is manure. Okay, so let's see the difference between manure and fertilizer. Manure is what? Vermicompost is a manure. You must have seen that cow dung or maybe any animal dung is stored by the farmer, and the same is then put into the field, is called as a manure. Okay, manure is a organic matter, decomposed, you can say decomposed organic matter, and that is required for the plants. Okay, this organic matter is required for the plant, we call it as manure. What is fertilizer then? Fertilizer is exact nutrients chemically provided by those particular maybe chemical, by the powder, okay, to the plant directly. Okay, it's the exact nutrients required. So you will say then fertilizers are better because it is directly attacking the required material, right? But no, fertilizers, truly speaking, it actually gives required nutrients and which are needed. Very correct, very true. But all the fertilizer, all the chemical present in the fertilizer may not be consumed by the plants, so that remain in the soil, and that causes soil pollution as well as water pollution, because water flows through that field to the river. So it is one of the reason for soil pollution and as well as water pollution. At the same time, excessive use of fertilizer, that means continuous use of fertilizer, also causes infertility or less fertility of the soil. So therefore we cannot use, or we need not use, fertilizers in the excessive manner. But yes, manure we can use as much as we want. Okay, manure is nothing but decomposed plant or animal products, right? And that can be easily used in the fields. Okay, you must have seen many times the sheep sit in particular field, in the farm or in the field. it is for manure. That is for manure, because what they do, they go on eating and they throw their waste as a form of a manure in the field. So actually those ships are allowed, or they are made to sit in the fields, and not unnecessary. There is a specific need for it. That is nothing but manure is required there. Vermicompost is one of the manure itself. Okay, so you can prepare your own manure as well. All your waste, kitchen waste, you can store it in a particular place around you. Especially this is stored in the soil, in fact, and it is covered with the soil. So after few weeks or few months, you will see that all that whatever you have put is decomposed. It is just looking like a soil, and that is nothing but considered to be manure. Okay, fertilizers are normally prepared in the factories. Okay, directly in the factories. Few examples of manure, I just now I gave you, like a vermicompost, and then green manure. Have you heard about green manure? Green manure is something like a sesame seeds is one of the green manure. तो करते क्या है, I'll tell you very interesting ये चीज़ होती है. इसमें क्या होता है कि sesame seeds are put in the soil before sowing actual seed. So sesame seeds are put in the soil. Sesame grows faster. So within 4 or 5 days, or maybe within a week, sesame seeds will grow, and then they are uprooted and put into the same field, okay, for decomposition. And this is nothing but called as a green manure. This is nothing but called as a green manure. Interesting, बहुत interesting है. चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. Let us see the difference between manure and fertilizers. Okay, this is the difference between manure and fertilizers. You can read it later on as well. You can just take a screenshot, or I am sending the PDF of the textbook to you, or it is available in the textbook as well, so you can read it all by yourself, and I just now explained to you, right? Next one, advantages of manure. What are the advantages of manure? Because just now I told you, okay, manure are better to use than the fertilizer, right? So what manure does, manure increases the water holding capacity of the soil. It makes the soil porous, due to which the exchange of gases become easy. The manure जो होता है वो थोड़ा सा क्या होता है, light होता है compared to soil, so it makes that particular soil loose or porous, so that breathing is easy, exchange is easy. It increases the number of microorganisms, required microorganisms. I hope you must know, okay, nitrogen present in the air is fixed by the nitrogen fixing bacteria. This nitrogen fixing bacteria only will help giving nitrogen to the plant, which is very much required. Okay, so that nitrogen fixation work is done by the microorganisms. So there are microorganisms which are friendly, which are required for the plants, right? So even that increases when we use manure, and it improves the texture of the soil. Texture of the soil, it means pH scale of the soil, it develops, it improves. You may not understand that, but one thing you understand, which makes that particular soil more fertile. It increases humus, humus, just now we have heard about humus. It is nothing but decomposed particles, that is increases the fertility of the soil, the same thing. So advantages of manure, you can remember, you have to remember this. Okay, there are a few examples of manure: vermicompost, cow dung, green manure, etc. Okay, आगे बढ़ते हैं. Fertilizers. What are the fertilizers? It helps improving yield of the crop, but the excessive use of fertilizers can make the soil less fertile. That's what we have understood. Use of fertilizer also is one of the reasons for water pollution as well as soil pollution. What are the different examples of fertilizers? You need to remember it. Okay, urea. Urea is one of the major fertilizer used in Kolhapur. So all that sugarcane farms and fields, you will find urea is been put as a fertilizer there. Okay, so what you can do when you are going to purchase your seeds, that time you can purchase some pow kg of urea, because you may require that for your seeds as well to grow properly. Okay, so you can bring 1/4 kg of urea. Anyway, ammonium sulfate is one of the what do you say, fertilizer. Potash is a fertilizer which is rich of potassium. NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. N for nitrogen, you need to know that. I'll just write here. Okay, this N for nitrogen, P for phosphorus, whatever the spelling is, and K for potassium. Okay, These are the symbol for nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. NPK. It's a proper combination or composition of these all three substances in that particular fertilizer, and that can provide all that what is required to the plant. NPK. ठीक है, डन. सो आगे बढ़ते हैं. वी आर ऑलमोस्ट अबाउट टू फिनिश द टॉपिक. सी हाउ सिंपल द टॉपिक वाज. इजी. Replenishing the soil. Replenishing in sense, once we use the soil for one kind of a crop, that soil becomes with a less nutrients. So nutrients are already consumed by that particular kind of a crop. So that's why replenishing the soil is very much required. So due to continuous use of a soil or a crop, the soil becomes less fertile or reduce nutrients. एंड रिप्लेनिशिंग इज़ वेरी मच रिक्वायर्ड. द वेज टू रिप्लेनिश, मतलब कैसे रिप्लेनिश करते हैं सॉइल को. वन थिंग इज ऑफकोर्स फैलो. फैलो का मतलब होता है स्किपिंग द क्रॉप टाइम. दैट मीन्स यू कैन स्किप once crop. That means if you take a kharif crop, don't go for winter crop like rabbi crop. Okay, so you can skip that so that the nutrients are maintained. Okay, so giving a gap between the two crop. Follow. Use of manure, that is a very interesting and simple way. Use of manure, so that's the reason many farmers are actually for the manure. They are with the manure. Okay, they use manure every year. Okay, I have seen farmers every year they put manure, and putting manure in the soil is a kind of a main thing for them, main activity for, or main practice for their field. Okay, so many farmers I have seen doing that. Crop rotation, it's a very very uh, important and very commonly practiced way for replenishing soil is called as a crop rotation. मतलब करते क्या है, sugar cane if you have taken in one particular field, you cannot take sugar cane only in the next year. So next year what they do, they go for maize. Okay, they go for wheat, or they go for simple vegetables, and next year again they can go for the sugarcane. So in this way, rotation, the crop rotation is done year wise. That also saves, or that also technically maintain the nutrition value of the soil. Okay, so best way in the north side, you must have seen wheat is a major crop there. But once the wheat is done, the nitrogen reduces in the soil. Once the wheat crop is done, the nitrogen of the soil is reduced with the large extent. So legumes, that means the pulses, you can say, these kind of a plant are put there so that the nodes present in such type of plants provides lot of nitrogen to the soil. Okay, so the crop rotation helps in replenishing the soil. So three ways to replenish the soil, you can check that. Fallow, use of manure, and crop rotation. Because when you answer all these questions, you need to remember it. Okay, you need to remember it, and don't just write the points as I have written. You have to explain it. You have to explain when you write the answers. Okay, so that I will discuss about it. This is the your question. Not, I'm not going to explain it. How these pulses that leguminous plants increases the nitrogen in the soil. The answer is there in the textbook. I want you to read the textbook. That's the reason this question I have kept it pending. Okay, partially this question's answer I already gave, but I want you to properly write the answer. So when you write the answer, I'll tell you what to do. Especially science answer, when you write, what you have to do, you have to first of all see that that particular question can be supported with the diagram. Okay, so that's one thing. So if it can be supported with the diagram, draw the diagram. Then write the answer in points. As I have collected the points here, the same way you are expected to write the answer in the points. Okay, so you can try that. So that we will learn from today, from this particular topic, that we will write the answer in the points. At the same time, if any diagram is required, okay, that increases, that gives a kind of a impression on the reader. So if diagram is required, you can draw that. Okay, so that's it. I keep it for you. You can try this question. I'll go for next one. Irrigation. Supply of water to the crop at a regular interval is called as irrigation. So this is the simple way or simple way to answer what is irrigation. What is irrigation? Supply of water to a crop at a regular interval according to the requirement called as irrigation. So what are the sources of water here? What we have got in India especially? Well, tube wells. Tube wells matlab boring water. Okay, bore water. Well, tube wells. Then we have ponds, lake, river, dam, canals. So many. Okay. There are many traditional methods of irrigation. So directly putting the water in a field, so that leveled field rather, so that it actually travels and reaches to each part of the plant. But the very good methods or best methods of irrigation are sprinkler and drip irrigation. The sprinkler irrigation and drip irrigation examples are seen here. So we'll check both what are the different consequences and advantages of these two irrigation methods. Okay, so let's check that. Sprinkler, it is good for uneven land, especially in the coastal areas. In the coastal areas, you cannot expect even land, straight, plain land. You cannot expect that. For such areas, sprinklers are better. Useful for especially lawn and then tea or coffee plants. Okay, because tea and coffee plants are normally found in the on the hilly areas, uneven land. So that's why it is good for that. Easy to set up and it is affordable. It's not affordable as old ways of irrigation is, but still it is affordable in terms of saving water. ठीक है. We can use it for reducing the temperature, especially in greenhouse and all. You must have seen at the top. You will find some sprinklers there that actually reduces the temperature of the greenhouse, especially the plants which are sensitive for the temperature, like capsicum, and like cherry tomatoes, or maybe broccoli. These are such plants. Even I think dragon fruit, if you have heard about dragon fruit, is one of the very temperature sensitive plant. These are the temperature sensitive plants. You can see you need to maintain the temperature inside. Okay, so that's why to maintain the temperature we can use the sprinkler, right? Drip irrigation. Normally drip irrigation is used where wastage of water cannot be tolerated. Okay, where there is a very less quantity of water. Drip irrigation directly attacks or directly reaches to the roots of the plant, so the wastage due to evaporation is not happening. Okay, so especially it is good for fruit or maybe garden or maybe flower kind of crop. Okay, it reduces fertilizers loss when we throw water in the soil, isn't it? If in case fertilizers are available there, that water carry that fertilizer get dissolved in the water, and it takes it with it. So drip irrigation in fact won't do that. Drip irrigation won't allow that fertilizer to flow, so it actually reduces the loss of fertilizer. At the same time, soil erosion and even weed growing growth can be reduced, because it is directly reaching to the required plant. Other plants, in case if they are trying to grow around it, won't get directly water, so weed growth also can be reduced in this way. Okay. In the sprinkler especially, water is required with a very high pressure. That means you may need a kind of motor there, machine there. But here in the drip irrigation, you don't need that pressure. It actually easy. If even water is allowing or water is allowed to flow through a particular pipe where there are holes in it, it will be easily dripping the water near the plant. That's it. It's so simple thing. So you need to see the difference or advantages of sprinkler and drip irrigation. You need to remember these things. ठीक है. It's a very logical, I can say, very very logical. आगे बढ़ते हैं. Weeds क्या होते हैं? Weeds are nothing but unwanted plant. Okay, undesirable, unwanted plants that grow naturally with the crop, and which actually create a competition for the light or for nutrients or for the water, with fight with the plant, and accordingly it won't allow that plant to grow properly. Okay, so this weed control is very much required. You must have seen these weeds. Even you find these weeds with your vegetable like coriander. When you open the uh, coriander bunch, you will always find a kind of a different type of grass available there. Different kind of a grass is seen there. So that is different type of grass is nothing but weed. Okay. Even if you see around you nearby your place, you will find a kind of a grass grown is again nothing but weeds. Not only that, even in your lawn, if you properly or carefully observe, in case if you have got lawn, if you carefully observe, the lawn has got some different kind of a grass also available there. So that different kind of a grass which you are not expecting there is a type called as a weeds. Okay. So weeds, what it does, it compute with the plant for water, nutrients and light. Okay. So it's needed to be controlled, right? So what are the ways, different ways to control the weed? One thing is physically removing weed from the ग्राउंड एंड स्पेशली वीड रिमूव करने का एक टाइम होता है. वीड्स को रिमूव करने का टाइम कौन सा होता है? बिफोर फ्लावरिंग और बिफोर इट गेट्स अ फ्रूट. What weed get a fruit, otherwise it will continuously grow. That's why as soon as it grows, as soon as you will find the weed there in the field, you have to remove it. Okay, so that no further growth is possible, right? So I'll go ahead now. Ways to control the weed. Removal of weed is called as a weeding. Okay, जब हम रिमूव करते हैं, it is called as a weeding. So tiling is one of the way to remove the weeds, because it uproot the roots which are already available. Because weeds, it's a kind of a grass, and it grows even with the root. Okay, root available तो ऊपर कुछ नहीं दिखता. As soon as they get a water, it start greening. That means it start growing. ठीक है. Weeds are to be removed before they produce seeds. That's what we discussed. And weedicides. Weedicides is nothing but a kind of a spray, kind of a chemical that is put in the field. That is put in the field, which won't affect the required plant, but directly it kills that grass. Okay, which is unnecessarily growing. Okay, so it's a kind of a weedicide. It's a very well developed chemical which directly attack the weeds. Okay, that's why these weeds जो होते हैं, weedicides जो होते हैं, weedicides, these weedicides are very poisonous. Okay, and normally all the vegetable fields you will find this weedicides is sprayed. That's the reason whenever you purchase the vegetable, you have to wash it properly and then use it, because these weedicides, you can see the picture there, the farmer himself is protecting himself from it. So you can understand how dangerous it would be. Okay, so we also have to take care before eating the vegetables, before using the vegetables, we have to wash it properly. So ask your mummy every time to wash before using. Rather, I can say, as soon as you purchase the vegetables, directly first of all wash and then store it. Okay, that's the best way. So as soon as whenever you require, you can directly take it and directly use it. So when you purchase, that time itself you can wash it. Okay, and as it is due to this corona, we are taking the things, we are taking precautions. So it's better that we continue the same, and every time whenever we purchase any vegetable, we wash and then use it. Okay, so don't ask your mummy to do that. Instead, what you can do, you yourself, whenever your mummy purchase anything, you can just ask that you will wash it and give it to you. Okay, so you all will do that from today. Okay, so let us support our family for for the safety. Okay, for safety and security of it. Fine, so let's go ahead now. आगे जाते हैं. Harvesting is and storing, last two parts, that's it, done. So harvesting, you know that cutting the crop and removing its seeds, that is threshing, is the name we call as a harvesting. Harvester is one of the machine you can see here. It actually cut and directly separate the seeds from it, and that is nothing but called as a harvesting, or it is called as a combine as well. Okay, let us see. Harvesting is done by using stickle का मतलब क्या होता है? Okay, I'll just show you stickle क्या होता है. ठीक है, स्टिकल ओके ऐसे कुछ तो होता है. दिस इज द वे. ठीक है, ऐसे कुछ तो. ओके, इट्स लाइक कैसे क्या बोलते हैं इसको यार, खुरपी है, ऐसे कुछ तो बोलते हैं इसको, राइट? तो दिस इज़ द वे हाउ द स्टिकल इज़, ठीक है। और स्टिकल से क्या करते हैं, वो कट करते हैं, हार्वेस्ट करते हैं मैन्युअली। एंड हार्वेस्टर लाइक कंबाइन मशीन, कंबाइन, द नेम ऑफ द मशीन इट सेल्फ इज कंबाइन. Why it is called as a combine? Because it cut, it thresh means separating seeds and all, and winnowing means removing those husk from it, is called as a winnowing. All that is done in the same machine. Okay, देख लो, ये सेपरेटिंग द सीड्स कॉल्ड एज अ थ्रेशिंग, एंड विनोइंग मतलब रिमूविंग हस्क फ्रॉम इट. ओके, विद द एयर फ्लो द winnowing is done. Okay, the husk means small particles are there normally present in the grain, so that is also removed by winnowing. ठीक है, सिकल का मतलब समझ में आ गया आप लोगों को? सिकल, दिस इज द सिकल. ठीक है, आगे बढ़ते हैं. स्टोरेज. So how the things to be stored? Things are supposed to be stored properly so that rat or pest should not attack on it. At the same time, it won't catch any kind of a fungus. Okay. So whenever we harvest the grain, harvesting grain, I hope you understand now what is the meaning of harvesting. Whenever we harvest a grain has got some kind of a moisture in it. So we need to first of all dry it properly. Okay, we have to dry it properly and then we have to store it. स्टोरिंग पर्पज़ के लिए अपने पास मेटालिक कंटेनर्स होते हैं, बैग होते हैं. सो यू मस्ट हैव ऑब्जर्व दैट. आई विल बी शोइंग पिक्चर्स ऑफ इट एज वेल कि कैसे स्टोर करते हैं. एवरीथिंग आई विल शो यू. द लार्ज अमाउंट ऑफ ग्रेन्स, दैट मीन्स घर में अगर स्टोर करते हैं तो वी कीप इट इन कैन, टिन कैंस. ओके, कैंस में रखते हैं या फिर मेटल के कैन में रखते हैं. ओके, यू मस्ट हैव ऑब्जर्व दैट. या फिर सम पीपल डू इट और कीप इट इन द प्लास्टिक कैंस एज वेल, राइट. बट मम्मी क्या करती है, स्टोर करने से पहले उसमें नीम के पत्ते डालती है या फिर कोई बोरिक पाउडर काइंड ऑफ केमिकल इज़ यूज्ड बिफोर स्टोरिंग इट. और बहुत सारा कैस्टर ऑयल भी डालते हैं कोई लोग. सो देर आर सो मेनी डिफरेंट वेज टू स्टोर इट. ओके, चीनी को स्टोर करने के लिए पता है क्या करते हैं? तो मैं बोलता हूँ आपको बेस्ट वेज बोलता हूँ. चीनी आप लोग स्टोर कर रहे हो, उसको एंट्स लगते हैं, है ना, एंट्स लगते हैं. तो अगर एंट्स नहीं लगने हैं आपको, तो एक काम कर सकते हैं आप लोग, उसमें लौंग के कुछ स्टिक्स उसमें डाल दो, लौंग डाल दो. सो हो क्या जाता है, लौंग का जो स्मेल होता है वो चीनी के स्मेल को रिड्यूस कर देता है एंड एंड्स वोंट रीच देयर. ओके, यू कैन टेल योर मम्मी इन दिस वे. सो यू कैन पुट सम लौंग इन द चीनी, और योर मम्मी मस्ट बी डूइंग ऑलरेडी, राइट. So these are the ways, different ways how the storing or the storing of this particular thing is done. But it is at home. At a large extent, if you want to store, then it is stored normally in the silos also we call it silos or granaries. Okay, वो क्या होता है silos and granaries? यहाँ पे है, देख लो. यहाँ पे ये जो मेटल कंटेनर्स दिख रहे हैं, नॉर्मली अपने गवर्नमेंट जो करती है ना, गवर्नमेंट स्टोरिंग जो करती है ग्रेन्स का फॉर safety purpose. So that is done in this particular silos. You can check that. And these are the granaries. So villages में these kind of granaries are there, which are made up of soil and maybe cow dung and grass. Okay, so that it will be kept away from the pest and the rat and all. ठीक है. Okay, these are the granaries. You can check that. ठीक है, आगे बढ़ते हैं. तो ठीक है, डन. That's it. This is the last maybe slide of this one. Animal husbandry. So you have seen that the food is reaching to us not only from the plants but also from the animals. The egg, milk, meat, okay, fish, everything that what we eat is also from the animals. So we need animal husbandry as well. So what is animal husbandry? We don't have so many things about it. This is the simple part. Only we need to know what is animal husbandry. What is animal husbandry? Where animals are grown up. We provide them kind of a food and proper shelter. On the large scale, we call it as animal husbandry. Gota, tabela we can say. See, that is nothing but animal husbandry. That's it. Poultry farm, right? So which animals we eat? Okay, normally. So cow normally in India we don't use cow and bulls to eat. But in New Zealand, in the Zimbabwe, in so many different countries, cows are there, like how we use sheep and goats. Okay, then poultry farms like chicks, hen, and then duck, then pigs, fishes. All these animals we eat, right? and as well as animal product like egg, milk also is used, cheese, right, curd, and all we eat. Okay, it's all about the all from the animal. And that's it. That's it, the topic is done, whole topic is done. Next one is nothing but keywords. Keywords is, you should know all these words properly. So as soon as you finish the topic, what you have to do is you have to write this meaning of these words, which you will find in this particular PPT presentation itself. I'm sharing the presentation to you so that you can get all that. I'm sharing the PDF of the textbook to you so that you can read it in case if you don't have, right? आज आपको करना क्या है, ये वीडियो देखना है एंड एक्सरसाइज आपको कंप्लीट करना है इस टॉपिक का. कल मैं फिर से इस टॉपिक का एक्सरसाइज डिस्कस करने जा रहा हूँ. सो दैट टाइम इफ एनी पॉइंट इज मिसिंग दैट यू कैन राइट इट देयर. सो आज का आपका काम समझ में आ गया. आज आपका काम क्या है, यू हैव टू read watch this PPT and then after that write the keyword का meaning, all these words का meaning and exercise complete करना है. मैं किसी को भी पूछ सकता हूँ to show it to me. So from today what I'm going to do, any 10 students I will decide and I will directly ask them to send me the pic of the pic of that particular exercise to me. So today before 9 o'clock, let's just decide, before 9 o'clock we have to finish it off. Okay, so thank you so much. Bye bye, see you tomorrow in the next video.